Good morning, sunshines. Conversation about advocation today. That's what we're doing. But as you jump on, say good morning, sunshine, hashtag GMS. Hopefully, after yesterday's conversation about good morning, sunshine, you're saying it with like a different, like, good morning, sunshine, and all over the place. Maybe not like that. That was scary. Don't do that. Let's just stick with good morning, sunshine. Okay. Anyhow, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back to the last video. Something that you're grateful for? Anything that you're grateful for today? I'm grateful for each and every one of you and your comments that I've been receiving, that you've been, personal messaging me. And I'm really grateful for all of the, especially mama bears who have been reaching out, who are facing new challenges with their children, right? Because for any of us, when we've experienced extreme adversity, one of the things that we can do with the pain and challenges that we persevere through is support others when they enter a similar journey, right? One of my favorite things when we go into chemo with my son is when we're there on Tuesdays, they do this like a parent and family coffee hour with a CCBD. So not just any of us that are getting infusions or chemo, but also the people who are on floor, right? People who have lived there for weeks, if not years, and just be able to meet and support other families. It's really special to me. And I wanted to talk about advocation today because a lot of you might be facing or may face something in the future that's going to require you to step into a different level of confidence than you may be used to. And it can be very challenging, and I'll explain that in a second. But for this came up, okay, because I have one of my new friends. She's going through something extremely similar to what I went through during Witten's diagnosis. And I think this is particular advocating is particularly applicable when it comes to working with physicians in your children's, your family's health. I think it's very applicable when you look at our education systems, their teachers, right? It can also be extremely applicable when you look at how your family approaches you and maybe your parenting your kids. I think a lot with your children, right? You have to advocate for yourself, but they're not old enough to advocate for themselves yet. So, maybe if you practice with you, you'll do better with that. Maybe it's you and getting a raise at the job, right? Or elevating your position, or demanding your worth. That could be it. But I'm talking about the babies here today. So one of my friends, right, who's in a similar position, it's like when our kid goes to the doctors, they're just one of a million, just one of a million, right? And I don't know if they see a million people, but they see thousands, right? And they're going through and they're trying. They've got their 15-minute window, and they're trying to, okay, let's figure it out and let's get you out of here. If you're in oncology, you've got your hour-long window. Let's chat about it. Let's move on. Let's follow our roadmap. But to you, your child is one in a million, not just one out of a million, right? They are one in a million. They are it. I posted about this because Witten John's, his disease, his combination, only one in a million children have. He truly is one in a million, but we have to advocate for him as such. Right. And I'll give you a couple examples, and I want you to think of maybe some different ways where you've had to step into advocating in your parenting or in your personal life, because when we can celebrate that and share that, other people could see, oh, wow, I could have said something. I could have done something. I could have stood stronger and made a difference in how that went. And it's okay that you didn't then, because you can't go back and fix that. But what if other people realize that they could move forward more powerfully in the future? Right? Oh, thank you, Brandy. Good morning, sunshine. And the first thing for us was getting Witten just tested. We went to the doctors. We went to see his pediatrician 3 different times before we got to the water deprivation test. 3 different times. Had we not advocated, you guys, he was so emaciated and dehydrated, at risk of seizure and serious ramifications. Had we not, and you guys are with me on that, right? You guys advocated with me, because I was like, what do I do? That was the first time where I had to stand up and be like, no, we have to do something. That was challenging, because it was like, a lot of us, right? We have this, of course, right, respect for people who have different elevated degrees. One being a doctor. You have the degree, you've gone through the schooling, you've gone through the education. I get that. But guess what? My kid's not just one of a million. He is one in a million. right? And this can apply in all different areas. Another place that it really supported us was when we were in the hospital and I was losing my ever loving mind. Do you guys remember those videos regarding endocrinology and trying to figure out getting, the proper advice and support? And they admitted this later on, they were trying to treat my kid as a textbook case. Right? Well, this is what it should be. This is where sodium should be. This is what he should have. And he's not textbook. Our last appointment, like 3 months ago, they even said the words, "We now realize Witten is not a textbook case. We have to treat him differently." Right. And I had to stand up to that over and over again. Another one is when I had to, we were looking at his treatment and it wasn't working. And reaching out, and this is so similar to my friend, reaching out to a second physician. You guys, getting a second opinion shouldn't feel stressful. Has anybody else been in the health world long enough to know what I'm talking about here? Eric, I love that you're on both formats. It's the best ever. I love it. It's like, why, that should be a good thing. Doctors should want to know that you care that much about your health, that you're willing to have multiple people look at your case to make sure that they're not overseeing something, right? And for some reason, we feel like we're being, not dishonest because we tell them about it, but that we're not respecting them because of it. But that's not the case. So us reaching out and finding a specialist who completely changed my son's course of therapy and would have done other things differently in order to get him where he is now, which is through 12 months of this third string chemo, which only has a 10 to 15% recurrence rate, where I see these other mama bears who are going through first string and having a 50% recurrence rate. I'm just like, I'm so thankful that even though it was uncomfortable to advocate, that we did it. And there's going to be times in your life where you have to get uncomfortable. You have to stand in your own strength, your own gut, your intuitive feelings. You guys, your intuition tells you so much more than you possibly can imagine if you would just open up and listen. Your intuition knows, right? I need to say something. I need to step up. I need to do something here, right? Maybe it's in the classroom. My kid needs different type of support. Maybe this school system isn't right for them. Maybe it's for you personally in your career. This is not how I deserve to be treated. I need to advocate for me and my position. And it's hard. So number one, I want to recognize you guys. Is it easy? Is it easy for some of us? We're just advocating champs. Maybe for some of you, maybe you've advocated for so long. You're just you're standing there, you've got your side and you're like, yes, this is what you do. Not me. It's been a challenging road. It's also been a very rewarding road. And it's been the only road that I know that we could have followed to get us to this point of what I would say is a bit of victory right now. So if you're faced with something where you're like, I feel about the way it's going, and this can be smaller things, you guys. Maybe you could think about the way that your group of friends is showing up. Then they're showing up a little yucky lately. They're showing up and they're talking more shit and they're bringing more negative energy and that doesn't feel good, right? Advocating in that situation would be standing up for what you believe in your values and deciding to make different choices. So big or small, right? How do you need to step into some advocating in your life, whether it's for you or for your littles? And I just hope to give people some strength today who maybe you're facing a challenging situation. I just don't know if I want to do it. But you guys, it is worth every single second of it, and you will grow through advocation. If you guys have advocated in your life for anything, share in the comments below. Commitment at the end is just commit to listening to that gut feeling, right? So if you want to commit, you say, I'm committed. Thank you guys. Remembering that perspective reveals miracles. I hope you walk into your day with the best morning sunshine, a good morning sunshine. I love you guys. Bye.